Hello and welcome to a new episode of A Boring Revolution. My name's Will and this channel is dedicated to the Boring Company, which is a new enterprise set up by Elon Musk to revolutionise the way that we get from home to work under the streets of LA. So I thought today we'd sort of recap what the project's about, how potentially they're going to do it, and why they're doing it. So, what are the basics of this project, and has Elon Musk lost his mind? Because this is essentially a huge infrastructure project, possibly one of the biggest infrastructure projects ever constructed in the USA. It's going to cost an immense amount of money, an immense amount of time. It's going to need expertise from all fields of engineering to construction. And potentially this is a sort of project that could bankrupt someone. It really could. It is immensely difficult. And we're just wondering, is this a good idea? Has Elon Musk really lost his mind this time? I don't think so. I don't think he has. So, here we are again. Here's the pod descending in the elevator. This is how we're going to move 95% of the people on the system using these glass pods. I've also got a picture here of the first excavation that was conducted at Hawthorne, the SpaceX campus. So, what the hell is this project? What does it consist of? The Boring Company is personalised mass transit. That's what Elon Musk said at a TED Talk in 2017. Now, what do I consider personalised mass transport? That would mean me getting onto a pod within 150 metres of where I live, to then getting off a pod within, say, 100 metres of my office or place of work. The Boring Company project consists of a vast network of interconnecting tunnels under LA called the Urban Loop, supporting a high-speed public transportation system. Now, Urban Loop consists of many tunnels. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of miles. And to add to that, this is going to be high speed. So it's going to be super fast. So, what will be going in those tunnels? We have dedicated glass pods for moving people and cyclists, and dedicated skates which will actually move your car from point A to point B. So you'll drive your car onto the skate, it will descend into the elevator, it will take you to your destination, it will bring you up in the elevator, and then you drive off the pod. Simple as that. Both of these systems, the pod and the skate, will be powered electrically and powered via a third rail. Based on what I've seen, there will be a third rail that will power both these systems. So the top speed is approximately 150 miles per hour. Now, I've seen 125 miles per hour bandied about on other channels. The most recent presentation that Elon Musk did was talking about 150 miles per hour. I'm pretty confident they can achieve that, especially with the expertise they have at Tesla and SpaceX. So, it is a 3D network of 14-foot diameter tunnels up to 100 levels deep. Now, Elon Musk has said 100 levels deep. You don't necessarily need 100 levels deep. Unless 30 million people decide to move to LA, I don't think we need 100 levels. You could simply have various tunnels stacked alongside each other, maybe 6 to 7 levels deep, and that would easily allow you to move the entire population of LA around. So the project would include many micro stations woven throughout the fabric of the city, approximately the size of a parking space, fitted with car-sized elevators. So this would involve the Boring Company acquiring land, small parcels of land throughout the city. They would dig a shaft down, and that's where your elevator would be. It would also allow them to situate these micro stations below buildings, maybe in the middle of parks, anywhere where you could find a patch of land approximately 18 foot by 10 foot would be sufficient to house one of these micro stations, which is great for getting to awkward places and also allowing people to get to all corners of the city. So why do this? Why would you do this? If you look at a lot of metro systems, if you look at a lot of trolleybus systems, you find they don't actually make that much money and they're not necessarily that well run. So why would you do this? Does Elon Musk know something that we don't? I think he does. So why do this in LA anyway? The 405 and several other highways in LA are almost permanently gridlocked. It takes some people nearly 2 hours to get home. This is not acceptable. This is complete rubbish. We don't want this. Elon Musk, traffic on the 405 ranges from the 7th and 8th levels of hell, and it's only getting worse. As more and more people move to LA, as more people get cars, we see more traffic, we see more gridlock, we see more people sat in traffic wasting their lives away, wasting their money. So, another reason why Elon Musk wants to do this scheme is that no one else is even making a serious attempt at reducing LA's traffic congestion. Literally nothing. All they're doing is adding a few roundabouts here and there, adjusting traffic lights and junctions, doing the odd bit of widening. I know they've recently widened the 405 in the last few years. It's done literally nothing. It has improved traffic literally 0.1%. So it has done nothing to help people in LA. Also, this is a big one, real big one. LA air pollution. So between 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. regularly reach dangerous levels. So nitrous oxide, particulate matter, ozone levels are all very high. They are not good. Long-term exposure to this causes big problems for your health, especially if you're sat on a highway surrounded by other cars that are also producing these toxic gases. It is not good for your health, the long-term exposure. So, the LA Metro expansion is slow and expensive, and it's also underutilized. So if you compared the LA Metro to the New York subway, the New York subway moves more people in one day than the LA Metro moves in a week. That's how poorly utilized. It's also a lot smaller than the New York subway. Congestion saps economic growth. If you are unfortunate to be a business situated next to a highway, customers cannot get to you. They are stuck in traffic. They are basically, not interested in going to where you are because it is so difficult to get to at rush hour, and probably during the rest of the day. It's difficult. Done properly, this is a game changer. Now, people don't look at public transport and think, hey, we can earn lots of money by moving people from point A to point B, because it involves immense capital expenditure to begin with. Now, Elon Musk is clearly looking at this as a business opportunity. If he can build these tunnels in LA and prove that it's successful, he can have almost a monopoly on how you get about in LA. If you want to get to downtown LA and you can get there in 4 or 5 minutes using the Boring Company system, you're not going to sit in a car for 35, 40 minutes. You're just going to use the Boring Company system. And that is where money can be made. Because if you can move, 800,000, 900,000 people regularly every single day across LA, that is potentially a big bag of money for Elon Musk. So I thought we'd look at the LA Metro, approximately 90 miles of track. The line at the top there is a busway, so I wouldn't really categorise that as light rail. In fact, I probably wouldn't. It shouldn't even really be on there. But yeah, it's a small system. I'd love to see it expanded to 300%, but it just takes so long to do it, and there's not really the appetite to add another 5 or 6 lines and expand all the existing lines. So that's your problem. But the Boring Company will produce a system possibly 5 to 6, maybe even 7 times greater in size than this in less than 15 years. That's my prediction. So, how is this even viable? We all know that digging tunnels costs immense amounts of money. It is fraught with problems. We're talking about TBMs getting stuck, TBMs travelling, potentially less than 10 foot a day because of poor conditions. We hear about many problems digging tunnels. How is Elon Musk going to make this viable, going to make this cost effective, and how is he going to make this a big money printing exercise? So, tunneling isn't cheap. However, the Boring Company plans to heavily modify an existing TBM so they can dramatically increase tunneling speed, automation and efficiency. So we're looking at those three things, yeah? Speed, automation and efficiency, yeah? And he's doing all them in his most recent tunnel boring machine. But on top of that, Elon then plans to build a purpose-built, in-house engineered boring company, TBM, powered via Tesla battery packs like a giant cordless drill. Now, Tesla manufactures the cheapest, most high energy density batteries in the world. So you can imagine they could sell them to the boring company for literally no profit, supply them as and when they needed. Also, I'd imagine that the in-house engineered machine would be radically different than anything ever built in the last 200 years in terms of tunnel boring. And that really will change the game. It will make it far more economical to dig tunnels. So, the Boring Company plans to recycle the muck, the rock, from tunnelling into very high strength blocks and then sell it. Another great idea. These companies spend millions of pounds finding places to dump their muck once they've taken it out of the tunnels. Why not utilise it? Why not turn it into something you can sell, which you can then actually bring money in, rather than it costing you many millions to truck this muck to other places? Why not convert it into blocks and use it on housing schemes? Or maybe people could use it for other, maybe they could use it in third world countries. Who knows? Great idea. Really out of the box thinking again by Elon Musk. So, the system will be mainly run on renewable power. Now, I know recently in the last 2 days or so, Elon Musk has announced that the Gigafactory in Nevada will be 100% powered by solar. So I'd imagine that this system will definitely be 100% renewable power, or at least 95% renewable power. Also worth noting that gas prices are continuing to rise. I know here in the UK, petrol has absolutely skyrocketed over the last 2 months. I know in California it's doing the same. The price per gallon is continuing to increase week on week. This is not good. It's costing people money to sit in traffic. It's costing them more money to get to work. Let's use renewable power and let's get the cost down. Vertical integration of all areas. So, the whole Boring Company will try and do absolutely everything, because that way they have complete control of everything, and where need be they can engineer purpose built solutions for their product. This is very key. So the concrete segment construction, if you source your concrete segments from another company, you are paying 20 to 30% margin on that to the other company. Why not do it in-house? The actual pods themselves and the skates will be manufactured by the Boring Company or possibly by Tesla. That is a big bonus, because that means they will have considerably high levels of technology, probably the greatest level of technical expertise in electrical powertrains than any other company in the world. A TBM will be manufactured in-house by the Boring Company. The batteries will be provided by Tesla. So again, it's all vertically integrated. Every part of the process will be owned and run by the Boring Company, allowing them to extract margins at in each area. Great idea. All pods and skates using the system will be autonomous. There's no need for a driver. If you can imagine, your typical bus driver will take a reasonable salary every day. If you've got 1,000 pods on the system, you don't need to do millions of pounds just paying drivers every year. Not necessary. So the system will serve all major suburbs, airports and hubs in LA, together with many hundreds of micro stations, thus resolving the last mile conundrum. If you can walk from your office building 100 meters, get on a pod, and then arrive at your house, say within 150 meters of your house, that completes the journey. We don't need to worry about cycling the remainder of your journey, or getting a taxi, or sitting around for 10 minutes to catch a bus. We don't need that. We want the pod to take us where it is needed. That is key to this system. It is a personalised transport. It takes you to where you as a person need to go without the hassle of thinking about other forms of transport. Also, a good way to get costs down is to actually use small TBMs. There are TBMs in excess of 40 foot in diameter. It's not necessary. Every time you add an extra inch to the face of that cutter head over the course of a 10-mile tunnel, that could be many millions of pounds. So having a smaller TBM with a smaller cutter head is going to save you millions of dollars. I should say it's dollars, not pounds. For you guys it is anyway. Tunnel boring machines. The technology has not progressed since the 1980s. Only marginal performance improvements. There is one school of tunnelling in the whole of the United States, and they're not modifying the technology. They're not progressing. So we need someone to come in with a fresh pair of eyes and really look at the technology and decide whether we need to start from scratch again or just simply adapt what we have to improve the performance. So here's the boring company TBM, Godot. And here we have a diagram of a typical tunnel boring machine, including the cutter head and the conveyor belt for removing the muck from the face of the machine. So let's have a look at the plan that we have seen for the actual boring company. So here we are now. So we're talking about going from the Dodgers Stadium to LAX in 10 minutes. Phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. These are good numbers. If you were going to do that journey today in a car, easily more than quadruple, maybe more than that. On a bad day, it could be a lot worse than quadruple that, easily. Even on a Sunday, at 4 a.m. on a Sunday in a Ferrari, you could not do that in 10 minutes. And the Getty to Union Station, again 12 minutes. Staples Center to Carson, here we are, 8 minutes. And the UBI to the Forum in 11 minutes. So, why is this the future? Tunnelling technology hasn't been researched effectively for 40 years, which is not a good thing for California, but it is a good thing for Elon Musk, because this is a potential opportunity for him to make some money and improve the lives of everyday Californians. The pods and skates will have comparable power output to both a Tesla Semi and a Tesla Roadster. Now, Elon Musk has recently been talking during a shareholder meeting about the Roadster and about the semi-truck, and he's saying that he can even improve the performance of what they previously announced. This is outstanding. He has the best team of electrical engineers in the world working for Tesla, and those are the same people that will be putting time in on this project. They will be putting their expertise into the Boring Company pod, and it will essentially be the same powertrain as a Roadster, maybe even souped up a bit more. Who knows what they're going to come up with, but it will be an outstanding piece of kit. World-class engineering. So, one-dimensional transportation isn't efficient. This is a logical solution to soul-destroying traffic jams. The old systems don't work. Now, they didn't work in the 1960s when we still had traffic then, and they've only got worse since. So we need to move to three-dimensional and improve. The Boeing company is essentially a subsidiary company of Tesla and utilizes SpaceX's engineers and advanced techniques. Now, when Elon Musk says they're going to utilize advanced techniques from a company that manufactures rockets, you know this is going to be something real special. We are talking revolutionary materials, revolutionary drivetrains. Also, because it's going to be autonomous, it's going to use some really advanced software programming and artificial intelligence. This will be something very special. Also, just bang this in here, millennials demand convenience, speed and fun. Now, I hate sitting in traffic. I would much rather get a train from point A to point B. But then again, I hate sitting at the train station, waiting 15 minutes for a train to come, and then struggling to find a seat. This is not the future. This is the past, and we need to move on from that. We need to evolve, and the Boeing company is the answer. The urban loop is the answer to all our problems. So, Elon Musk built X.com, Tesla and SpaceX into powerhouse companies, also PayPal as well. He's highly adaptable and innovative. Elon Musk does not stand still. He does not accept good levels of performance. If you look at the Tesla Model S, when it originally came out, it was around 2012, and you look at it today, the software in it, the hardware, the batteries, it's all been evolved. It's all been. He looks at this. He does continuous improvement. He always looks at things again, and that's what he's going to do with the Boeing company. He's going to make it something really special. Very, very high turnover, good profit margin company, and it's going to revolutionise LA. Hopefully, after LA, it can be moved on to other cities. Hopefully, it'll come here to Europe, to England, maybe even to Manchester, where I'm from. So that's what we want. We want it to go to other cities in the USA, other places in Europe, Madrid, Berlin. That's what we're after. A revolution. So, here we are again. Tunnelling is the best way forward. It's going to take us away from this kind of, we have to accept gridlock. It's part of everyday life. It shouldn't be. We should be able to go from point A to point B really fast. We don't need this stop and start. We don't need it. We want to go there as fast as is practical, and it can be done using current technology. And Elon Musk knows that, and that's what he's going to do. So, final thoughts, people. This will happen faster than you thought possible. Never underestimate Elon Musk. You know that. If you follow Elon Musk, please follow this channel. I want to grow this channel drastically. I want you to come along for the ride. So please subscribe and like. The urban loop will make California a better place to live. It is soul destroying sat in traffic. It negatively affects people's lives. We want to see a happier city, a healthier city, and a more efficient city. Thanks again for watching. I do appreciate you watching this channel. It's brilliant to have you here. So thanks again. Peace out, and don't be boring.